The end of Series 1 is the declaration of the First World War, which had a cataclysmic effect upon the whole nature of society and was going to embrace everybody in the country in what was probably the biggest struggle that the country had ever faced. We see the family working out that they've got to hand over the glory of their Edwardian house to the needs of the war.
What has Downton got to do in the war effort? And obviously it had to do something. It couldn't just sort of sit there while everyone's being shot to bits across the channel. And the obvious solution is to turn Downton into a convalescent home. Robert fights for the dining room, so the dining room is retained by the family, this room we're in. And they keep the small library, one end of the library, but apart from that, the men are really everywhere.
I'll take two. Become.
I think the sense of the rug being pulled out from underneath Robert as a man, with the change in status within the house and obviously the house's status within the country, really the way that it changes, the way that Downton as a physical feature on the landscape changes, and Robert's role within that, where before he's been he's been the patriarch and that's his destiny, and that seems to be shifting. There's no more certainty about the world around him. He becomes a much more introspective man than perhaps he was in the first series, a much more challenged man.
With the changing role of the house, Cora, who's gone from being the heiress of a great American wealth to being the wife of an earl in the United Kingdom with a glorious palatial house, suddenly has to become the organizer and administrator of this home for convalescing officers, and that changes her nature.
How strange it is. You hope and you pray and you pray and you hope, and then quite suddenly the war is over.
The Cora character takes a while to figure out what her role is, and the ground is swept from under her feet.
Action.
We're glad to be, if we can help to bring some peace of mind.
She is really lost. Doesn't know quite how to fit in to the new way of proceeding.
We rather take over, or Penelope's character does, certainly, because she takes over anything, given half a chance. So the family feel rather ousted, I think, at one point. You know, where are we going to live? Because they don't quite realise what they've got into, I don't think. Just acres of khaki, you know, where once upon a time there's tranquility.
She knows that it's an enormous asset. The place, the house, the grounds can be put to such a wonderful use and can benefit so many people. So she tries to bring that into some sort of fruition.
Isabel, who does have a certain amount of medical knowledge and medical training, immediately feels that this means she should be in charge. Whereas, of course, Cora feels it's her house. And she doesn't see why Isabel has superior, you know, so all that, which we play out.
She has been the mistress of Downton Abbey, and she's not going to be superseded by a parvenu like Isabel.